Hello, I am live streaming work on TypeScriptifying my one of my workshops. And let me just grab this link here really quick. If you want to join me and chat and stuff, then you can come to the Discord where we can chat and stuff. And that's where you'll also find a link to the Zoom. So you can join the Zoom and you can tell me what I'm doing wrong or whatever you want there. So this should be a good time. I've already got the project up. This is the Advanced React Hooks workshop for Epic React. And yeah, I just noticed I got a text here. So let me just check. Yeah, let me get rid of that. And yeah, okay, cool. So somebody's actually already created a pull request for TypeScriptifying all of this stuff. Really awesome. Pretty sure that they're doing it just as their own learning experience and maybe helping me out a little bit if I decide I need a reference. Because I have talked with this person, Giovanni, and said, hey, thank you for, this person's made a pull request on, I think, fundamentals, definitely on React hooks, and then now here on Advanced React hooks. And I mentioned, hey, thanks for doing this. I'm probably not going to use or merge your pull request, but I may use it for reference because I want to do it myself. And then they made this after I said that. So I'm pretty sure that they won't feel bad that I do this myself. The reason I want to do it myself is, first of all, I'm going to be teaching this, so I have to understand every single part of what I'm writing and when I go and teach it. And so I have to, like, there's more than one way to do it, and I may understand what they do, but I may not understand why they decide to do it that way, and I want to be able to make all those decisions myself. So yeah, anyway, I might fall back on that if I decide I need a reference or something. But the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to pull in my config from the React hooks workshop. So we're going to go React hooks, ts config. Oh, right. That one is, hold on a second. We're going to check out next. There we go. Yeah, I'm going to keep this open because I don't want to leave it in next. So let's just do Advanced React hooks. And we're going to make a new branch called next. Okay, so now we're going to copy over from React hooks the tsconfig to tsconfig JSON. And then I'm going to check out main again. Okay, cool. And now, yeah, this is all. I haven't actually audited this. Or like gone through this and decided all of the features I want enabled or disabled or whatever myself. This was generated by Create React App, but it's working so far for me, and I can tweak it later. And strict is false on purpose because I don't want people who are going through the workshops to have to know TypeScript to be able to get things working. Oh, another thing that I want is .env, and this is TSC. Yeah, there we go. True or false? Yeah, true. So I want to, even if they make a TypeScript error, I still want it to be able to compile so that they can see, I want people to be able to do this without any trouble with TypeScript. And those who want to go all in on TypeScript, they can go and enable strict mode and all that too. So it should be kind of a choose your own adventure there. Okay, cool. So now we're going to go index.tsx. And actually, our Pokemon file here, I'm pretty sure is exactly identical. So you know what I'm going to do? Because I don't want to leave my local version in next, I think. Yeah, so let's do this. We'll go to just React hooks. I'm going to go to next. And this Pokemon TSX should be identical to this one. So I've already TypeScriptified this. Whoa. I think I need to reload because ESLint doesn't like it when I do that. So reload. It's like, yes, Lint, I promise things are good now. Okay, no, what the? Oh, right, I need to install TypeScript. And that reminds me, in my package.json, we also have a type check. Oh yeah, it's just TSC. And then we add that to our validate script. I feel a sneeze coming on, but it's not quite there. Okay. Let's try this one more time. ESLint can be a huge pain sometimes. Okay, so far so good. All right. Oh, and there was one other thing I noticed. Yeah, okay, that's good. And the back end, this should also be identical to the other one. And this uses context.data with errors, which is incorrect. This should be context.error. But in any case, it doesn't make a difference because I'm just going to copy the back end because it is exactly the same as the one in the other workshop. Yep, there we go. And then it's typed and it's awesome. This is pulling in from types. So let's make that types TSX. And let's go get that. Oh, dot. Oh, that's right. It's a types definition file. I can't remember why I did it that way. I feel like there was some sort of error when compiling and probably could have made it work, but I decided to not take the time. So this needs to be in TypeScript. I make everything, you'll notice in the backend. You notice here it's also TSX. I make, if my project is using React at all, I just say everything's TSX. Maybe I'll change that opinion later, but it's just so much easier to not have to worry about whether this is like React TypeScript or just regular TypeScript, and like always making that decision. Just like, this is a React project, we're using React in here, every file is going to be .tsx. It's just easier than having to decide. I don't know, some people seem to like it to be able to say, oh, this file has JSX in it without having to open it. I don't understand why that is. I don't, yeah, but that's the way they feel, I guess. Okay, cool. So setup test, this is easy. TSX on that. And then utils. This one, I don't think we have this utils. Yeah, because we build these in this workshop. So yeah, this one will not be a copy paste. I think we're out of copy paste now. So that's fun. Okay, so rename this. Normally I just go from top down and fix these. And remember, I'm not in strict mode, so I'm not going to get implicit any warnings and stuff like that. So actually, maybe I'm going to, let's just wait until we finish moving everything over and TypeScript is happy. And then we'll switch it over to strict mode and fix everything. And then I'll switch it back for the benefit of learners. So we're not getting any TypeScript errors yet. And let's see what happens if I run type check. That's going to run the TSC. And I'm configured to not emit, so it doesn't actually compile anything. It's just doing type checking. And yeah, we are good so far. So let's continue. And the easiest ones to do are the final version. And so we're going to do those first. Oh, actually, you know what? I think what I've done in the other ones is a little easier. So we're going to list all of the files in final. And we'll just do this. Move source final of this file. Whoops. Final of this file to source final of that file.tsx. What? Oh. Okay, so we just renamed all those. And actually, let's just see what TypeScript thinks about that. Yeah, it's not too happy about that. 28 times it's not happy. And I'm going to we'll do this. Turn on a watch mode. And then we'll just fix from the bottom to the top so I don't have to keep scrolling. So we'll just grab you. Come on. Normally I should be able to command click, but that's not working for some reason. Oh, okay. TSX. Here we go. So this is complaining because my ref, for some reason I'm not getting red underlines anywhere though. Something is weird. Let's just try that again. It could be because of that weird rename thing I did. There we go. Okay. So it's possibly undefined. Wait, no, that wouldn't be possibly undefined. Here, let's do. Is this going to be slow again? Right. Okay, so when I turn on strict mode, this is going to throw an error right here because this current could potentially be, well, right now it's any, so it's an implicit any, and we're calling scroll to top on any. That would not be awesome. So we'll have to figure out something that'll be interesting actually to type our use imperative handle. So we'll see how that's going to work. But right here, messages does not exist on TypeChildren React node. And that is, I think we just need to type this, but I'm not sure about forward ref. It looks like it has a generic, let's see what the, T, okay, I guess type, but type of what? Stop doing single letter variable names. And then P, is this probably props, but I don't know. It could be props. Like you could have written that out so that we know. Yeah, so T, I guess this, I don't know what T is. Forward ref function, ref attributes, T. See, what is T? I don't know what T is. What do you pass for T? Ref T. Okay, so it's the type of the type of ref. Okay, so that's going to be our imperative handle. So let's make a, see, but I had to dig to figure that out. Just tell me what it is. Ref type. That's it. It would be so easy, but nope. T, whatever that's supposed to mean. Okay, so imperative. Let's see. Type, I guess. So I want to describe this object thing. Scroll to top is going to be a function. I think it's a void function. Yeah. And scroll to bottom is the same. So this is going to be our imperative API, our messages imperative API. That's what it is. Okay. And then our props messages. Let's figure out that. Type messages or message is yeah, strings. Or wait, let's see. We've got these properties. So the ID is going to be, right now it's the index. We'll stringify that. We'll make this a string. The author is a string. And then the content is a string. Okay. So then messages is going to be an array of those things. And then the all messages thing is going to be an array of those things. And then we're going to need to stringify this. Okay, and then let's see. Yeah, sweet. It's an array of messages. Nice. Thanks to this all message slice and whatever. Because use state is a generic. If we look at the implementation, and it takes this S. And because I'm passing a value for the initial state, it's like, oh, is that what S is? All right, cool. Then that's what S is. And so I'm going to return an S and a dispatch state, a set state action with that S. So that is how this gets that inferred type, which is nice. And now this is happy. So now this is complaining because it could be undefined. So let's see, container ref. Yeah, I mean, it could be undefined. See, this is where a lot of people would be like, it's not null. I promise it's not null, but it could be. It could be. So I'm not sure why this isn't happy with that. Oh, right. That's why. If there's not one of those, then just return. And at this point, oh, right. Sorry, this needs to be initialized to something. And actually, probably would be better to avoid the any there. I'm pretty sure switching this up to strict will give me a warning there, and I'm just going to check for sure. So strict is true now. Let's see what this does. Yeah, so this, it's not going to give me it right here. It'll give it right here and be like, it's, well, it shouldn't be null. But yeah, because I've got my type guard right there. So I'm not sure why that is saying that is possibly null, but you'll see that it's a mutable ref object of type null. And that is inferring because use ref takes a T and it's saying, okay, well, you passed me null as the first argument, so therefore T must be null, and therefore you're going to get a mutable ref object that is null. So I'm guessing that's why, but like this, as far as TypeScript knows, this should never actually be possible to run because of this line here. In any case, it doesn't really matter because I'm going to give this a type, and this is going to be an HTML div element. So I'm going to say this is going to, yeah, that's what I'm going to say. And if I pass nothing, now I'm actually okay to pass nothing because I've done this check. In fact, I think whether I pass nothing or not, it doesn't make a difference. This is still it's gonna say, hey, it's either null or it's the HTML div element. I can't really be sure. If I pass nothing, now it's gonna say it's either undefined or that HTML div element. So that is what I'm gonna leave it as, right? Oh, that's right. It has to be specified as null, which doesn't make sense to me, but yeah, to be able to pass it as a ref, it must be initialized to null. I feel like it doesn't matter. It really actually doesn't, but whatever, that's fine. Okay, cool. Just give myself a little bit of space there. Okay, now this one's complaining because this could be null, so I may as well just finish this up. We want to take this imperative API thing. We're going to put that right there. And here, that should fix that. In fact, I wonder if now that strict mode is on, if this would be okay. Oh, right, no, it won't because it's on the wrong side. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Okay, but yeah, these are fine because we're actually calling functions, so that works. Okay, cool. I'm going to switch this back to false because I'm not prepared to take care of 97 errors right now. And we're going to come back to here, 04. And this is, yeah, the use layout effect. So here we're just going to say, if not that, then return. Do an early return there. And then this is going to be an HTML div element. Nope, not a dlist. And it initialized to null, so we can pass it as a ref. And then our messages, it's going to be very similar to what we had here. So let's just grab this type. And our message is right here. Oops. And that way you don't have to, here, check this out. So if we don't type that, then TypeScript is actually going to say, hey, you need to type this. And so we're like, all right, happily typing that. And then we later realize, oh yeah, I need to type this. Now we have typings in somewhere that we don't need to because it's all inferred because messages has a type. So it knows that this is a message. So yeah, if you ever see, this was actually my 3 minutes with Kent yesterday, or maybe it was today. I can't remember. But if you ever have one of these like .map or .filter and it's saying you need to type this, don't bother. Figure out why your array that you're mapping over is not typed. Because once you get that, then you don't need to bother with the callback. Okay, cool. So this, all messages needs to be typed to that, and then that means this needs to be a string. And now everything here is happy, at least with non-strict mode TypeScript. So, oh, right. So, yeah, we need to give this a type. So our count context is going to have this. Wonder if that makes any difference. Probably not. Yeah. Okay. Anyway. Yep. What are you complaining about? Oh, right, because we had to give it an initial value, undefined. I gave it an initial value. And I don't think we need that as const there. Okay, cool. And then it's complaining about props. We're going to, yeah, so this is a habit that I got into. One of the nice things about accepting props and then just spreading it is then you could override the value for testing purposes. But I don't really think there's a legit situation to do that. I used to do it, but I don't think that I've done it in a long time. And yeah, the way that I test stuff now, as far as providers go, well, at least, hold on a second. I gotta fix something with something over here. 1 second. Okay. Just trying to decide if it's worth fixing this or not. Yeah, I'm trying to think of a use case where you would want to override the value. Let's say that you have a your dark mode provider or whatever, and so it tells you whether it's light or dark mode. Yeah, being able to control that theme, like, or override the theme. Like normally that theme would be determined by the yeah, like, so it would be here, I can show you because I just wrote a blog post that shows some code like this. Yeah, right here. So we initialize it based on whether there's a color mode, and if there's not, then we check preferred dark query. And so you could override, and then presumably, like if you wanted to put this in context, which we could do. Yeah, instead of passing it as props, you could put it in context. And so then you could override the value. but then you, I guess there's a good, that's a pretty reasonable use case for it. Yeah, okay. Well, let's see what this is typed as. Props of P. Yeah, that's actually kind of an interesting way that that works. Be something to look into. That's interesting. So I wonder what P is in this context. Oh, I see. It's what I provided up when I said create context, I guess. I'm not familiar with this syntax. So we're inside an interface. And we have parentheses. Yeah, I'm not sure what that is. Okay, there we go. So create context. Oh, great. Okay, so create context with a type, and that's going to return a context, which is an interface that has a provider. The provider, that /T, provider exotic component, which extends exotic component. And provider props. Let's find out what that's all about. Yeah, value. Okay, so I just want provider props. See if that's a thing. React provider props. And then we'll have our count context type. I'm thinking about using the convention I've seen around where you just prefix a type with a T. So T count context. I'm not sure I'm on that train yet, but yeah, okay. So now we can just say, hey, you can override the value and stuff. Oh, thank you, Renee. I just noticed your chat in the Zoom. So Renee said that the props P right here is defining a function. So here's one of my beefs with TypeScript. There are about 1 million ways to define functions, like depending on the context. So like anytime I'm writing types, I'm like, okay, so do I need the colon? Do I need the arrow thing? Do I need like, where do I define the return type? Is it here or is it here? Because like, depending on the context, you're and or maybe there's no arrow at all. So I need to write a blog post of like every form of functions in TypeScript, and that just lists like all the different ways you can write functions and when you use which. That would be that would just take a long time of research to figure that out, because it is confusing. But I think before I really get big into teaching TypeScript, I've got to be able to have that all laid out so I understand it, because yeah, there are so many ways to type this stuff. Okay, anyway, so here, missing type value. Oh, dang it, I can make this optional. I know there's a built-in thing to make it optional. Is it, oh shoot. I watched a video on Egghead that showed this. I can't remember if he wrote it himself or not. Let me see, Egghead, advanced TypeScript. Yeah, let me just find this really quick. I think it was this one. Oh, I am a member. There we go. Okay, let me just come down here. Open code for this lesson. Ooh, Plunker. Oh, that's right. Yeah, this course is a couple years old. Still very relevant. I wonder if actually there's the freshness indicator on here. Yeah, some of the courses they've been adding. Oh, here we go. Staff reviews 6 days ago. Yeah, this stuff is really good. Core resource. Yeah, wonder my beginner React. Yeah, this is a fresh course. Yeah, these are cool. Man, I love the redesign, the whole new Egghead. It's awesome. It looks so good. Okay, anyway. So here you can make it nullable. You can get partial. Is that's built in. So maybe that's what I want. It's just partial. So now it's not going to get mad, but it's also going to, So I wonder if I need to do as const here. No. Oh, that's interesting. You can't as const a type, huh? That makes sense. Mutable count context type. That's interesting. That's not coming from there, is it? Wonder what happens if I do this. Yeah, I wondered if that would fix it. Huh, that's interesting. Even if I have as const, huh? It still is not happy about that. What if I do this? So that's okay. See, I could also do this, which I have in that comment right there. That would work also, but that would be exceedingly confusing for people. I could also do this, and that would work. But then I think people need to see, at least at this stage, people need to see count and set count as an array, and that's what I'm passing into the value. I wonder if I do this. Yeah, that's okay. Maybe that's what we'll do. And we just get rid of that. Yeah. And then here we'll say props. Yep. You ever get that feeling where your mouth is thirsty, but your stomach isn't? Like I feel waterlogged, but I'm really thirsty and like at the same time. It's kind of the worst, but I'm thirsty. Okay, cool. So let's move on. Pokemon info. It is not happy. Oh, that's right. Submit a Pokemon. I've run into this quite a number of times. I need to borrow some stuff from the other workshop here. If we go to 08, no, 07, 6, I guess. And we'll go to the last one. So this exercise continues where this one left off. So we're probably going to need to grab quite a few things here, and we're going to be copy pasting a fair amount. I meant to grab you also. Live chat is not working on YouTube, or I mean, maybe it is. I don't care. I don't really look. So if you're on YouTube just chatting away, feel free. I don't hang out over there. There are mean people there, and I can't do anything about them. So yeah, there's our context thing here. You know, interestingly, pretty sure that we're going to get an error right here when I turn on strict mode. We'll see. Okay, so we're going to create context, undefined. I hate that. I don't want to have to pass something there, but that's the way that the types are specified. So our Pokemon cache context, the value is the same as the reducer. Yeah, let's, with this generic takes, okay, let's dive into this thing. R extends reducer any. Here, there's the React TypeScript cheat sheet. And I bet that they have a use reducer. Oh, that's interesting. I guess it'll infer the type from the return type of the reducer, which makes sense. And then we've got our, oh, that's clever. Type of the initial state. And then there's our action types. All right, cool. So our state is going to be, really, it's a record string to Pokemon info. No, not Pokemon info state. No, Pokemon data. And then the action will be let's see. Yeah, it's an object that has a Pokemon name. It's a string, and Pokemon data, which is the Pokemon data. Oh, and it also has a type. Which is add Pokemon. Might need to extract that a little bit. Because yeah, it's typically better to have this be a little bit more useful. That's interesting. Okay, so type Pokemon cache action. And actually, there's only one type of valid action for this thing. So we'll just do that. Okay, cool. And then this is going to be the same thing that we did with the last one, which was, where was that? Partial, yada, yada. Yeah, so our Pokemon cache context is going to, no, it's, now that we've got this, I was hoping, here, state, or here, let's just, I just want to copy this. Here. Let's see, that's a record. Yeah, and then that gets compiled down to whatever that is. So we'll do this. So we can do type Pokemon cache state is that. And then our context can be the state side. Yep, there we go. Yeah, nice, Renee. I like to use record as often as I can because I don't like doing type foo as key string. I don't know why. I don't like that. However, if you need this, but you also like if you have bar as buzz or whatever, you know, or it's a string or a Boolean. And then you also want to say, but it can also have any other number of arbitrary keys. And those are all going to be a string or a Boolean. Then you can't use a record for that. Have to do the key string thing. But like pretty often, record can be quite useful. So, and I think it's pretty cool that you can dive in. The actual implementation of these built-in types, like diving into some of these advanced like built-in generics is kind of fascinating actually. And it's very cool that you can dive into those. Okay, so this is complaining, oh right, because I am yeah. I'm gonna grab all this Pokemon cache context type. Part of me is wondering if I should show this prop spread thing at all, because it's really not super common. The only time that it's useful is to be able to override the value, and then if you decide you want to render two context providers in the same component, which I actually show you how to do that in the performance workshop. So when you do that, then you kind of abandon it and you just say, well, we're not going to override the value. We don't spread the props anymore. So I think I'm going to switch this up. We're not going to do this. We're not going to spread props. The other nice thing about this was then you didn't have to explicitly grab the children, but we're going to do that. We'll just take the children. And this is going to be children React element or node. Yeah. Huh. Which one of these do I hate more? I like that. See, if I do this, I'm not going to get an error right there because I say partial. But technically, children is required. Otherwise, this does nothing useful. Maple Leaf just said, I heard explicitly grab the children out of context. Yeah, be careful the context. Okay, so, but with this one, well, now everything's busted. Let me just validate my assumption here really quick. So if I take that out, I'm going to get, I want to get an error right here. Huh, that's interesting. I guess the white space counts. But once I save this, it'll prettyify it, and then it'll go like that, and then it'll be like, oh, okay, yeah. You're not passing children, but it's required. Yeah, so I think explicitly grab the children. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Okay, so yeah, I think we're going to go with this. And that way I don't have to talk about the nuance of like, well, sometimes you want to override the value for tests. Well, it's pretty rare that you really want to do that sometimes, but not often enough for me to spend time talking about it. So we're going to do this. And we will accept the children prop. And that'll be children React node. And put children in there. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's better. Boy, TypeScript, you're changing the way I do stuff. Okay, anyway, we want to change some of this. Oh, I just noticed I missed a message. Let me check something really quick. Sorry, one second. Just replying to Artem in the MSW channel really quick. Okay. Cool. So I'm going to grab the, I think the whole component. No, because we're using the Pokemon cache and stuff. We can't override that. But yeah, all of this stuff should be switched over to this. And then, oh yeah, this is interesting. instead of state. Hey, that works. Nice. Because it comes from use async, I guess, and somehow, I don't know why. Earlier when I was destructuring, that's why I went state dot, but yeah, this is working now, so whatever. I'm not going to get nerd sniped again. We are going to want this Pokemon info state somewhere though, right? Maybe not. Yeah, all that is inside of the use async hook now. Sweet. Okay, so then Pokemon error boundary is complaining because man, this thing is so annoying. Let's just save this and see what we get here. Here we go. Error boundary props with fallback. I think that this is incorrect. We need to say it doesn't, it's all of this except for the fallback component. Yeah, so partial, I think partial, but this doesn't allow, no, we want omit. Yeah. So here's the type, and we want to omit fallback component. There we go. That should fix this over here. I would expect it to. Huh. Error boundary props. None of these except children? Error boundary. Oh. I've got the wrong. No. Okay, yeah, so we need to do React props with children. And that, boy, this is complicated. Okay, React props with children. Man, gonna be some pretty hardcore TypeScript stuff going on. Okay. Just noticed Tobias sent a chat in the Discord in the stream chat. That is for like the general streams. I have a special chat for my stream, so it's in the Kent Live, and I'm going to let them know. And this live stream isn't a place to ask questions right now, not like deep questions or anything. That's for my office hours. So I'm just going to mention that in case you're watching Tobias, or Tobias. I'm never sure. Is it Tobias or Tobias? I'm sorry. Okay, there we go. Yeah, this isn't that bad, but like we will be doing some interesting TypeScript stuff in this for sure. And we need to bring this some of these changes over to the React Hooks workshop when I'm all done. Okay, cool. So moving on. Now here we've got another context thing. This lots of this we can grab from. Yeah, in fact, I think use count is the only difference between this and this. So I'm going to copy that, bring it over. And then we'll add the use count back. Yeah, and we'll see why that's necessary once we get to 0 or to strict mode, because I'm pretty sure that we're going to get an error right here when I turn on. I'm just going to check it right now. tsconfig. Turn on strict. We went from 4 errors to 71. That's what strict will do to you. So it gets angry with undefined. Can I do null? Oh, that's right. We have to do or undefined. That's annoying. And that's when we get the errors. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, so for this then, we'll say context if not context, then throw new error. Oh no. Count. Yeah, this will really drive home the need for the for a context or yeah, consumer component. Yeah. But we don't want to just say, oh no, we're going to give it this error. Now let's just wrap these in curly braces. Yep. Okay, cool. Well, let's turn this thing back off. I knew it would be necessary. Okay, cool. Back to 4 errors. Hooray! Amazing how quick you can get rid of errors if you just aren't on strict mode. Okay. Right, so this one is kind of like what we had in the previous, shoot. This one, here we go. Yeah, we gotta do some copy paste right here. There we go. And we'll want to type all that eventually, but we'll get to that. Right here, we're gonna do this again. How many of these we got? Yeah, let's just do them all. Sweet, we got rid of all the errors. Hooray! Yeah, Mateo, I actually, for those who aren't looking at the Discord chat, Mateo just mentioned that sometimes I know it can't be defined, so I just typecast it. I actually recommend against doing this, and I, in my 3 Minutes with Kent podcast just the other day, I talked about, no, not this one. Don't sidestep TypeScript. So I'll share that with you in case you want to listen. But you'd be surprised how frequently TypeScript is right and you're wrong, and it's very possible that something could be undefined. For example, in here, if I were to accidentally put this counter outside of the count provider, TypeScript doesn't know for sure. And that's why it's getting angry at you, is because it's like, hey, we can't really know positively and statically that this context is going to be defined. And so, I mean, we sort of can, because this is all in one file, but the use case for context is you're going to export it and use it elsewhere and stuff. So yeah, most of the time, TypeScript is right. It is possible that something could be undefined. Like there are some situations where there'd be like a bug in React if that ended up being undefined, like a ref or something like that. If you just directly say this ref goes here, and then you have a use effect that uses that ref. But yeah, I pretty much try to avoid the trying to sidestep TypeScript. I don't really use the non-null. What is that thing called? It's the bang that you put on there, the non-null assertion thing, because well, it kind of looks like it's supposed to be JavaScript syntax, but it's not, and so I don't like doing it for that reason. But also, I feel like sidestepping the TypeScript compiler is just a recipe for unhappiness. But I can understand why people might want to do it. But anyway. Okie dokie. Sweet. Hold on a second. So Artem just sent me this. Look at that. You can't really see here. Let's get a white background. There. Take a look at that. Isn't that cool? We're gonna. I saw he made this image on MSW because he won an award in 2020. And I was like, oh man. And he just threw that together. He's the best. So I'm gonna just do it really quick. Yeah, let's actually go to testing library, testing library docs, issues, and feature requests, sort of. Add awards section. I noticed a cool image on the MSW README. And asked if he could make one for us, which he did. We also won 2020 State of JS awards right here. The highest satisfaction award for the State of JS 2020 survey. Let's see if we can shrink this down to something screenshotable. Maybe here, let me do this. Yeah, I'm not gonna get. So it'd be cool to make some kind of image for that as well. And we could put this at the bottom of the home page, or have an awards page or something. Maybe we could also mention, what is it? The Oh shoot, what is that? Tech radar thing. Wow, what's it called? No. ThoughtWorks. There we go. ThoughtWorks Tech Radar. I think it was in languages and frameworks. It's still on assess. I feel like we were further along. Yeah, I think React testing library made it further along, and then they decided to remove React testing library in favor of just testing library or something. Yeah, we could also mention. Okay, cool. Yes, the non-null assertion operator. Yeah, and that's what I was saying is I like to avoid sidestepping TypeScript as much as I can. Right. Okay. Anyway, let's continue. Before I turn on strict and get like a bajillion errors, I'm actually gonna move all these over. So let's just list all those in exercise. And we'll rename all these. Move that to TSX. We're gonna just reload because sometimes renaming files gets things confused. And you know what? Let's just do this one too. It's interesting, if I do a glob here, then it'll give me the full path. But if I just say list all the files in this directory, it doesn't give the full path. So that's fascinating. Oops. All right, and let's do TSC watch here. All right, we got 27 errors. Okay, so gonna do a little bit of copy paste around here. Gonna need that type message thing. And then this is going to be an array of messages. And we'll need to stringify the ID. And yeah, this messages is going to be an array of message. And this should be content, but it's not. That's because, yeah, we're just going to do this. Okay, and this, we just do a little bit of that action. but it's not going to be happy with that either because we need to give it a, well, let's just initialize it to null, but we need to give it a specific type. That'll be part of the exercise. I'm going to have to come through this and write in all those comments and stuff. Yeah, this isn't going to be happy without. Yeah, we'll have to say add ref to add ref prop here. Yep. Okay, cool. That actually was easier than I thought. And then for, in fact, I think that's in my clipboard. Oh, there it is. And this is null. Here, actually, just copy that thing. And messages is going to be the same thing. Hold on. And let's grab that type. And this is an array of those things, array of message. And then we got to stringify this guy. Probably should have done some more find and replace instead of just manually updating some of that, but that's okay. Cool. So that one's good. Number 3. Does message display use forward ref? It does in the finished version. That's what the exercise is about. Is using forward ref so that you can use imperative handle. Whoops. What is this complaining about? Oh, right. Yeah, so set count right now is just a function that doesn't do anything. So Oh, yeah, what am I going to do? So here we're just trying to say, hey, set count isn't what it's supposed to be. You're going to swap this with something else, and then everything else is going to work. So here's the previous count. Will be a number. And then this should return a number. Oh, wait. No. This is, shoot. The way I've got it written right now is it accepts a callback. That's the previous count. I don't think I'm going to do this, but we'll just keep trying that. So that works. Yeah, we'll just leave that. That's fine. We're going to delete this. Replace the fake implementation of set count with what you get back from. Yep. Okay. You can specify the ref element. Sorry, I missed a couple chats in Discord. The ref element type using use ref yada yada. If you happen to operate on it to autocomplete focus on the input. Oh yeah, I agree with you, Maple Leaf, on that. I'm not sure I understand what human, what you're talking about. you're referring to exactly, but yeah, like, I guess so. Like I could say, yeah, maybe I should just do that. Here we'll just say TS expect error. And actually, there will probably be a lot of these. So people will probably get used to deleting this. When you're finished, there should be no error here. Or maybe they'll just get really used to seeing TS expect error bomb. So I mean, that's an emoji in all the workshops. That means remove this. It has a name even. It's bury the bomb. And this is gonna, oh man. Implicit has any type. I wonder what happens when I turn on. I'm gonna wait. We'll just wait. We'll see what happens when I turn on strict. Okay, so here we are. This is the only one we've got left of these. Switch, status, all this nonsense. Yeah, pending, fallback, rejected, error, resolved, Pokemon data view. Yeah, okay. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, I agree with you, Maple Leaf. That placeholder thing I was doing would be like, what is this all about? Because you haven't done your job yet, there's a TypeScript error here. Fix that, and then the TypeScript error will go away. I think it makes much more sense. Okay, so now we're calling use async, and initial state's not provided. Well, this hasn't been typed yet. So yeah, let's see. The initial state is going to be a generic T. I was just testing you. That's stupid. So this will be our, well, let's see. No, initial state. I know exactly what that is because it's either status, data, error. Yeah, any of those things. So it's going to be our, let's see, probably async state status pending. So when the status is pending, the data is null and the error is null. Otherwise, this is going to all get reformatted. When the status is resolved, then the data is going to be, oh, whoops. It's going to be whatever their data is, and they can give that to me. So that's going to be our data type. And the error will be null. I'll be honest, I actually was just typing. It's starting to happen to me. And then I saw it and I'm like, ugh, gross. Who wrote that? It was me. What's wrong with me? Yeah, so be careful out there, kids. It's a dangerous world. They'll get you. All right, so we've got pending resolved and rejected. We don't have an idle. Oh, no, there it is. It's right there. So actually, pending and idle are the same. So we'll just say pending or idle. Let's do idle or pending because idle will come first. And then there's our async state. Oh, and actually on status rejected, this is going to be null. And then the error will be unknown because you can never possibly know what type of an error that is. Which I hate that. No, I'm not going to do that. We'll just say error. So then this is going to be that with our data type. We'll take that data type. I wonder how that's going to work. Yeah, and then this will be our data type. And we'll accept this right there. And then this is going to be our type, our async state with the data type. This is complaining because no overload matches this call, because it's not being called. So dang it. That's interesting. Okay, but it still works. No, it doesn't. Huh.
It does work. It's just any because of strict mode or lack thereof.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Glad to have you with us here. Typo and reject. Reject. You're right. Thank you. Okay, so we'll make it happy, and then we'll turn on strict, and everything will hopefully be better. Okay, but here, let's take a look at this action. Here we'll have a type async action. And this is actually also going to take our data type, because our action is going to have a type, which is going to be, nope, it's going to be pending. So you can have a pending type, and that is all it's going to have. Or the type will be resolved. And if it has a resolved, then it should have a data, and that will be the data type. Or it will be a type rejected, and that will have an error, and that will be an error. And then our async action with the data type. And yeah. Okay, we'll see what happens when we turn on strict mode there. Data should be a data type. And error is probably going to get mad at me. No? That's interesting. Maybe in strict mode it will. Does not exist on type never. Well, because we're covering all the cases, it's saying, well, there should never be this. I feel like I've done this before and I didn't have this problem. So now I'm a little confounded. Of course, this should never happen. It should be a type never. So long as people are using this with TypeScript, then they should never be able to call dispatch with one of those. Yeah, I could cast it. I just don't. I want to see if I can avoid it, but I think I probably will have to. Yeah, that's probably what we'll do. I just feel like I've done this before and I didn't have to do this. Do it this way. That's interesting. Yeah, no dice there either. Well, that's interesting. Yeah. So I know that technically I shouldn't be able to reach the default case, but if somebody were to, let's say we put this in a library and somebody used this in JavaScript, then they could pass the wrong type. And so that's what I want to be able to handle with the default case. And what's interesting is even in the cheat sheet here, they do have a default case, but here they're not using the action.type, because if they did, then they would get this exact same error. And they didn't want to have to figure out what to do in that situation. Maybe, I don't know. Oh, action as unknown. That makes sense because action is never. That makes sense. Thank
I
you.
think in this case, what you could also do is like JSON.stringify the action, because I think like in the case that there's an unknown type, it's also likely that maybe it's not even like an action. Maybe they messed up and passed something else.
Yeah, but then you got to worry about like what if they pass an object that has circular references. But I mean, I'm throwing an error anyway, so I'm trying to help you a little bit. I don't know. Yeah, maybe that's the way to go. Unhandled action. Yep, I'm satisfied. Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Thanks, friends. This has been good. I'm still feeling thirsty in my throat, but not in my stomach. Like I'm starting to feel sick in my stomach a little bit, but I don't know. My mouth is thirsty. I drank this whole thing in like 2 hours. That's a lot of water. Okay. So now this is upset because it's like, well, you're not passing the yada, yada, yada. That is because I actually want it to be partial. So where is this? I want partial because I don't need all of it. So that makes more sense. And now this one's fine. It can also be undefined. And what are you? Wait a second. Hold on. Yeah, so I think I just need a question mark. Yeah, that's right. Okay. Sorry, just had a brain not working moment there. We're back. Better than ever. Okay, cool. Sorry, there was something I was just checking. Yeah, okay, cool. So let's keep on moving. We're almost done with the exercises, and this one's easy because this is just another one of those status or switch whatever things. So that's nice. And that Pokemon info reducer. Oh, that's the only one I've got. Well, criminy. Yeah, I'll type that later. We will get to you for sure, but let's fix all these easy ones. Okay, so man, I don't like this, but this is the way that you need to do things. So let's say let fetch an error, or actually let's do fetch mock. Fetch mock is this, and error mock is that. And then instead of all of these window dots, we say fetch mock and error mock. And that is my favorite way to manage this. Now this is going to complain because implicitly has any type. So this comes back here. Let's do const foo. I need to borrow you. This thing. Dang it. I think I can say just spy instance type of window fetch. Nope, that's not happy. What did I miss? All right, let's dive into that. T extends object. T, type of what? I don't know, type of the object or type of the method? Well, here, okay, I can see now that you take this object and you assign it to T. When I'm on this side and I'm like, hey, what T extends and who, what? Oh, okay, there's, I don't know. Just tell me what it is. Stop the madness. Okay, yep. So T is window and M is window.fetch. Okay, so here's a spy on function. Here's some generic types that it accepts. And then here are the arguments that it accepts. And then here's the return. And then here's an arrow function thing and another return. I don't understand. So it's going to return a required T of M that extends. Oh, okay, here we go. It extends a function. There, that makes sense now. The way you write functions, the millions of ways you can write functions in TypeScript just astounds me. Mateo, I just noticed your message here. Oh, and Kim, I just noticed yours also. My goodness, we're very active in Discord right now. Come over here. Okay, so I saw a bunch of that stuff. And that's fine. That's a good idea. I should take a look at TSJest. So return type of, that's interesting. Huh, yeah. That's kind of an interesting idea. Maybe I'll try that out, Mateo. Huh, it's like borrowing. Could I do this? Return type of just spy on or just spy on, but then I'm like double type. Yeah, man, that'd be annoying. Huh. Oh, because now that, yeah. Oh, I need to do type of, I think. Is that what you did? Yeah, no, that makes sense. But then I could say get fetch mock. Yeah, that's kind of, I sort of like that. I also sort of hate that TypeScript makes me do that. Yeah, that's interesting. Thanks, Mateo. That's a clever idea. Specifically, TSJest has a mock function you can call that wraps the thing you passive things. Oh, that's interesting. That would be useful for if you didn't want to have to do what I'm doing. That would be a good alternative for that. You just wrap it, and then you can call like mock clear on it and stuff. Yeah, that almost feels like casting to me. Interesting. I might look into that later, but I'm actually kind of digging this. It's kind of interesting. Get error mock. See how long I like this. Hopefully I decide before I actually start teaching people how to do this. Okay. And so now those are typed properly. Yeah, all right. I kind of dig that. Seems like a lot of work, but I mean, yeah. Okay, so we're gonna need some of this action in some of these other tests. So let's just come back here. And actually we'll need all of that. And instead of window.fetch, fetch mock. And instead of console.error, error mock. And we'll do the same stuff here. In fact, no, that's the last one. Rats. Should have thought about that earlier. Whoops, I did not multiple cursor that. Cool. All right. We are now good with TypeScript, excluding strict mode. So let me just check on something here really quick and we can get on that. Okay, cool. So let's go to our tsconfig and strictify this thing. And I'm guessing 70. 70? 82. All right. Well, let's move on this thing. So this is complaining because I'm not providing the generic, I think. So how do I provide that data type generic for this async reducer is the question. I don't know. I could do a little bit of this. And we'd say state and action, and then state and action, and then we could pass the data type here. So that like sort of maybe would work, but maybe not. It looks like it's not liking that very much. Let me just make sure. No overload matches this call. Overload 1 of 5. Argument of type yada yada yada. It's not assignable to parameter of type reducer without action any. Well, there are a bunch of overrides on this thing, and all right. Well, let's look at all the overloads. So we've got a reducer without action. That's not me. That's not me. Then we've got a reducer. Any. Oh, I think I know what I need to do. So we'd say type of async reducer with the data type. Nope, that's not what we're gonna do. Yeah. Yeah, Kim, the reason is I think that this is create React app. And maybe they do this. I could check. I can't remember now. And I think you might be able to configure some of this, but I don't want to get derailed right now. So I'm going to figure out async state data type. Oh, that makes sense. Yes. Okay. Because I'm not, you don't pass the function type here. You actually pass the state type, which of course you wouldn't know that because when you go over here, all you see is R. That's all you see is the letter R. So yeah, thank you. Single variable character names. All right, so this would be our async state data type thing. It's interesting. We never actually care. We don't care about the state. Okay, so what is this complaining about now? Does not satisfy the constraint reducer any. It's not assignable to that type for some reason. You pass a reducer, R for reducer. I'm sorry, I'm confused. Yeah, I'm confused. I'm not sure. Reducer without action, that's not me. Reducer, this type is, so I think I need to say reducer and then state and action, but that is a function, and my function implements this, but only when it's past the generic type. Okay, let's see. Use reducer generic type. And actually, Human just sent me this. So let me try that really quick. I think that makes sense. Here, we're going to just stick that there. And this is complaining because who knows why? I don't know. Oh, we need to pass the data type here too. And now this is complaining because oh, property status are not compatible. Type string is not assignable to resolved. Oh, interesting. I'm guessing that that the type string is defined inside of the React.reducer thing. I'm not sure about this one. As const on the strings, status strings. Like, wait, where? As const? No. Sorry, I'm not sure what you're talking about. As const on the status. They are const because the string is specified. All right, generic type for use reducer. Let's see what folks here say. Yeah, they didn't have to do anything weird. Oh, okay, so they did a create data fetch reducer. Yeah, I wondered if that's what folks would do. That's kind of what I was doing. I don't like that. I'd love to avoid having to do that. As const on the, where I return the state. So like here? Or, oh, I see what you mean. So each of these status as const. So that's a read-only property. Oh, it's complaining because see. Well, let's just see what happens. This isn't gonna be pretty. Also, it's not correct anyway. Yeah. Okay, well, now this is happy, but this one's complaining. Here, let's just save this so I at least get something that I can read. Idle is not assignable to type any of these. So it's looking at async reducer and it's seeing all the possible return types, which includes pending, resolved, and rejected. And that is idle is not one of those, and so therefore this cannot be the initial state. What if we do a reset? Yeah, that's not it. Huh. I'm getting, oh, messages. Gotta take a look at that later. It's not assignable to parameter of type async state data type. I think it's because this initial state. Yep, that's what it is. Okay, so what's happening is somebody could pass in an initial state that has a status of rejected and not include the error or whatever. So I don't need a, what is this initial state then? Yeah, no, that looks right. So it's going to be, oh, right. So we're saying this initial state could be a partial of rejected, which means that it could just have status rejected, which means then the error would be null, but the error has to be error. So I need to cast the initial state object as async state. So then this is going to complain status. Yeah, because it's saying that this will be one of those things, or undefined. There you go. All right, and that way the caller is, well, no, because when you do a typecast, you're saying, TypeScript, I promise it'll be fine, But no. This needs to be, yeah, it needs to not be partial. And now it'll be happy. Dang it. So what this means is that maybe I could just say these could be undefined. it's, yeah, undefined or null. I think that would make it a little easier. So let's get rid of this reset thing. I know what that is. Let's see what happens if I get rid of these as const things. Yeah, okay, we still need that, which I guess is fine. Man, this is gonna be a beast to teach. Epic React is gonna be like twice as many videos just because I have to say, all right, let's finish the just the general TypeScript stuff. Now let's make the implementation. Now let's make the TypeScript compiler happy. I don't know how I'm gonna do this. Boy, this is gonna be tough. I think every one of my workshops I'll have to split into two. Yeah. Okay, well, anyway, so if we save this and then we come back over here, let's get rid of all these tests. Use async. Okay, so this one's happy. And this one's happy. If I did rejected, it will not be happy, which is good. This is where I want the error to show up, because it's like, hey, if you say rejected, type rejected is not assignable, type resolved. Huh. That's not a very helpful error. But what it means is I need to have a error as a Pokemon name. And then we'll say null. Otherwise, new error. Oh, no. I expected this to work, but this is not. Let's simplify it a little bit. Yay. Okay, so that should work. That's interesting. So this is complaining because if it's pending, then the error huh? Huh. That's weird. Oh, because as far as the TypeScript compiler is concerned, this is one thing that bothers me about the TypeScript compiler is it just pretends that like I have no way of knowing for sure 100% positive that the Pokemon name is not going to change between the time this ternary is evaluated and this one's evaluated. But for crying out loud, I'm just assigning a string to a property that like in an object literal, like I promise you, the Pokemon name cannot change. It will not change. It will not change. Well, I'm here. Here, actually, let's got a lot of those. So we'll change them all at once. Pokemon name string. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what it's complaining about. Why is it saying it's not assignable to type resolved? What if I try undefined? It should be nullable though. Huh. Yeah, that's weird.
I think it's because it's expecting like so like what you have here is the possible type is like it could be either pending or rejected, or it can be null or error. But I think it's expecting like just a single piece of that union, if that makes sense. Like if you write it like Pokemon name, if so, then one object, and if not, then another object. Then
Yeah,
I
I
think
bet
it'll
that would
accept
work.
it.
Initial data.
Because in this case, you could technically, TypeScript is not smart enough to realize this, but you could technically have rejected and null, or pending and error, right?
Right. Yeah, that's what
That's
TypeScript
what it
thinks.
thinks.
Yeah.
That's what it thinks, but
Yeah. So yeah, let's just try that for funsies. So status pending and error is null. Otherwise, our status will be.
I think you'll probably need as const on those objects too.
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah.
Well, let's just see. Okay, so then if we stick this in here, it is complaining because, so it knows that it could be one of those two things only. So that's nice. But yeah, it's saying status is a string. So as you said, as const. Yeah, and so now it's okay. Boy, that's super duper annoying. Yeah, let's go back. So what if we did, I don't think you should need to do this, but
It just wants to ensure that it receives like the the shape that it expects from the types that you defined.
Yeah,
Which makes sense, but
I think this is just, it means it's not smart enough.
it's not smart enough.
Yeah, like I want to see if I can reproduce this here. I'm pretty confident that I can. After I download all of TypeScript.
Maybe open an issue because they've made a bunch of special cases like these over releases. Like you used to not be able to narrow a union unless you had like one common property, but now they added the in operator to let you do that. So.
Yeah, I feel like this is definitely something TypeScript should be capable of.
Or they close the issue as a design limitation or something like that.
Yeah, that's
I've
possible.
seen so many of those closed because of that. But
so I'll have x is high, or wait, this is a type, and he is Boolean. And this is going to be like super gross. Yo, and f is a number. Okay, so then we say a and call that with x and g, then hi, otherwise yo, and oh, here, let's do e or f on both of those and x on both of those. Makes more sense. And then f, if g, then here, and let's do lowercase g. Capitals are for types. So if g, then we'll say true, otherwise 2. There you go. That's a reproduction right there. And actually, we could probably simplify it even further by saying S is a type S. Yep. And it's not going to be happy. Yep. Okay, I'm going to format this thing. I don't want to create this issue. Let's see. TypeScript, GitHub. Is it Microsoft, TypeScript, new, choose, yada, yada, yada. Okay, bug. Bug? Is it a bug? I don't know. Maybe it's a bug. Oh dear. Okay. Search terms. I don't want to do this. This does not work. TS expect error. Sad me. This works.
you gotta add the emoji, otherwise they won't buy it.
That's true. Tier. Right there. The pitiful cry.
There you go.
So then we can say if G, or we'll say let w be s. And if g, then w is going to be x of high and f of true. Otherwise, x would be yo, and that would be 2. We'll do the shrug emoji. Shrug. Okay, cool. So now, instead of making an issue, I'm going to be like, hey, does anybody know if there's like, if I'm doing something wrong here? And then maybe they'll take it and run with it. I don't know. I don't want to make an issue right now. Holy moly. I don't come here very much. Help beach. What's that? How to get help. Okay, here we go. Is there, oh, topical chat help. Okay. Nope, it doesn't fit into one of those. Ongoing help. Help Aspen. Willow. What in the world? Okay. In the available help channels. Available. Interesting. So I'm guessing like you start in here, and then when a conversation is over, like they have a bot that moves the help channel so that they don't go off like all over the place. So that makes sense. Available help channels. Our bot will move it. Oh, that's fascinating. So we'll hopefully come along and help you. Cool. Wow, that's fascinating. That's cool. Okay, so here we are, and it's available now. Sweet. I'm in Help Beach. I'm just basking on the tree of beach. Okay, just kidding. Anyone know whether I'm doing something wrong here? I'll just save people a click. And there we go. Sweet. And now it's not available anymore. Well, but they got a couple others. So look, I got my own room. I'm going to hang out in here for a sec. A shortened URL, my playground link. Oh, that's interesting. They made me a shortened URL, but I thought my URL was already short. Whatever. Thanks, bot. Okay, we'll see if anybody pops in there to help out. So okay, cool. So we'll just hang out in there. So with this knowledge now, this is not my problem. It's the user's problem. Whoever's using this thing has got the problem. And so I can back out of this. And we'll just do. Oh, you know what? I need those changes. So, crap. What was it before? Pending or idle. That's right. There. And it's happy because either way, both of those don't have a data or anything else. So we're fine. Cool. And yeah, I don't have a use case for anything else. So yeah, if anybody wants to do something weird, then they got to do the weird thing. All right, that's fascinating. Let's see what we can clean up here so I don't dislike it as much. For one, I wonder if I can get rid of this and have that be inferred now. Nope, that's too bad. And that's complaining because why can't it? Oh, it's because the async reducer is a generic. And so when it says, hey, let's get the type of this thing, it's like, whoa, I don't know what the generic is, which is a real bummer. React reducer. I wonder. You type of async reducer data type. Is that a thing? Can you do that? No, guess not. What's the error for that? Oh, it's not even correct at all. That is bad syntax. Yeah, that's not going to work. Huh. Yeah, so the alternative to all of this is just to make a factory. I don't want to make a factory. I want to know how to do this. I feel like there are other places that want to be able to do something like this. So I've got a type of any kind, function, anything. That's a generic type. And I want to get the version of that type that has that generic filled in. And if it were like my thing, that's a generic whatever, and thing is whatever, then I can make it type whatever thing that is a my thing with a number or whatever. And now this whatever thing has a thing that's a number. But with a function, and we'd say async, we'd say type of async reducer. Yeah, see, that's just not a thing. It's being used as a value. So I do type of async reducer, but then try to parsing error, semicolon. Huh. I have a function. Ooh, that's a generic. Takes whatever. My function. Hold on a second. What if I say whatever thing function type my whatever is this with the generic what is this complaining about? It's not generic. Oh yeah. Well, so we've got my function that is a generic function, it takes a whatever, and then so that works. Type whatever or number function is a type of my function with the number. That's what I want to be able to do. I think that's what would make the most sense. Oops. Why is this complaining? Oh, because syntax. Yeah, okay, so we'll put this up on top. Create a new type out of a generic with the generic pre-filled. Create a new function type with the generic pre-filled. Does not work. Yeah, it's a parsing error. You can't even TS expect error right there because it's a parsing error. They think it's create element. They think it's JSX. None. Let's see what they do with that. Yeah, they don't do anything with that. Okay, let's turn that back on. Well, I want to be able to do something like this. So I'm going to ask another question on the available help channels. We've got a cooldown. Oh, I have a help cooldown assigned to me. This bot is amazing. This is given after you ask a question and will be removed after the channel is closed, manually or automatically. Okay, what happened to my beach? No, it's still not in there. That's sensible, I suppose. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, man, their bot is cool. I like that. That's awesome. A really, really great way to manage such a active help things. Okay, well, sorry, I've been ignoring some of the chats in Discord. Apologize for that. So, oh, yeah, the return type. So okay, so what you're saying is I could say const ts help sort of thing. That is a my function with a number. There, let's comment that out. And then we could say type number function is a return type of the ts help function, right? Type of. And now number function is void because the return of this is going to be the return of my function. So I need it to return the function itself. That's not. Yeah, that's not going to be it. Oh, human just said there's a proposal potentially for what I'm trying to do. So that's cool. You're still typing, but I'm going to see if I can find it too. Microsoft TypeScript issues. We'll go for prefill function generic. Whew, HOCs. Yeah, that doesn't sound like fun. Function generic, boy, I don't know. Use it without the return type. So now this is a function that returns void. Okay, so human may be founded here. Allow binding generic functions to a given type. Yes, I think this is correct. I think this is what I want. No way of explicitly providing type arguments to generic functions. For example, considering the following, yada yada. TypeScript infers that, however, it's not possible to derive the return type for a particular t, say number, at least without ugly workarounds. Oh, let's find those ugly workarounds. Grab a coffee and read this. Where does it say that? Oh, who's Ryan? I don't know who you're talking about. But whoa, yes, there are a lot of words. Get the type of any expression with type of. Okay. Yeah, Mateo, this is what you were suggesting, but it was not working for me. So numbox, I think in this context is going to be an object of value, but that's not what I want. What I want is to get the type of the function. See, this is whatever thing with thing as a specific type that I give. I want to have, I want to get a type that represents a function with the type pre-filled. And like this could potentially be like a is whatever. See, so now this this function, I want to get this. This is what I want right there. Boom. I need to get that. But this is not what, that's not going to be what I need. Yes, yes, I want something like, yeah, I kind of want something like that, where I could provide the t and get back just a function with no generics. I want to take a generic and turn it into not a generic, just like I do with this, with a regular type. So I start with a generic type, I end up with a non-generic type. I want to do the same thing for a function. Yeah, that's what I want. Return type will not do it, because what return type does, at least maybe I'm doing something wrong. So here, let me just copy exactly what you've got. And yeah, we'll get rid of that. So now this number function returns this. This is going to return type is going to give me what's returned when I call this function, and what's returned when I call this function is going to be what's returned when I call this function, which is going to be what's returned here. I want to go from generic function to something like this. I need to get the type for that. Like I said, I need this. I need some mechanism to say, here I've got a function that's got some generic types defined. I want to provide those generic types and end up with a single type that has those generics pre-filled in. And it sounds like there's no way to do this. Sorry, Mateo, we're talking past each other. I'm still not seeing what you're seeing clearly. Okay, now you get, okay, good. That makes sense. Good. Use parameters. Well, so yes, I could build, yeah, I guess I could build it. Let's see. So if I say, let me think, how would I, or type, here, let's move that over. Number function equals parameters of my function with number. I don't think this is possible. And then it's return type of my function number. That's sort of what I would do, but I don't think that's a thing. Yeah, human, this is what I'm trying to do is I want to avoid using React.reducer state action because it just, honestly, I feel like if this were possible, then this should be built in so that I wouldn't have to do this. I don't want to have to do that. And I feel like anytime you'd want to, and I feel like this is maybe a pretty common thing that you'd want to do is, at least for any reusable bit of code, maybe not for your day-to-day React components and hooks and stuff, but for any reusable hooks, you're going to want to make your reducer generic. You'll make your hook generic, and then you pass that generic onto the reducer, and then the reducer can do its thing. And so having to do this anytime you do that is kind of annoying. I feel like this should be possible. You would just, I guess you would have to pass in the generic for the async reducer. I guess what would I want it to be? What I'd want it to be is async reducer, type of async reducer data type. That's what I'd want it to be. That would make sense to me. That's what I want. Yeah, so, or I'd do a factory. Human, I've been down this rabbit hole. Oh, so not to move forward. So they actually have decided not to move forward with it. Okay, so I will lose all hope, abandon all hope, and I will just ignore it. So now, which do I hate least? I am satisfied when what I want is not not something that can be done. I just need to be able to, when I'm teaching, I need to be able to say, explain why it's not a certain way. And I don't have to understand why they went with one way or another. I just need to say they decided they didn't want to do this for some reason. And so we have to choose one of these two things. And so now it's just a matter of, yeah, dang. So the reason I need the data type is so that my async state data type is good. And the reason I need that, like what type safety am I getting myself? Ultimately, like the external API to this thing is this data will be their data type. And when they call set data, I need that to be their data type. And right now it's any, which is interesting. Let's save this. I feel like I should be getting a warning on that. Okay, so here's what humans said. In their opinion. Yeah. Yeah, that oh, okay, yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, so then your async state is actually quite a bit simpler that way too. Yeah, I'll think about that one too. Okay, we don't need that anymore, or that, or this, or that, or that. I'm pretty much done with the day. Yeah, so I want, yeah, I'm surprised that I'm not getting any sort of warning right here because this isn't any, but we're gonna say data type here, and we'll type this as an error. So now when they call set data, it has to be a data type, and the return value is any, dispatch. Oh, because we're getting that from use safe dispatch. Let's type that really quick. So this is going to be a actually, forget that. Let's just say dispatch. We'll let that inference, that sweet, sweet inference, handle that for us. Okay, and that extends function. Okay, and why are you complaining? Oh, because you don't like my JavaScript, do you? Fine. Okay, so then set data. No, it should not return any. Dispatch this thing. Safe dispatch. Oops. It returns void. Yes. Okay. Except the args. I guess it could be any. Sure. No. We want the args to be the arguments to parameters. Args of dispatch. What are you complaining about? Okay, so parameters. Hold on a second. What are you complaining about? Cannot find namespace window. I'm in a browser, for crying out loud. All right, console warn. What? Type of. There we go. Okay. So now foo is an array. Yes, this is what I expected. So why is this complaining? Parameters of dispatch. does not satisfy a constraint type function is not assignable to. So we need it to be, I guess function is not specific enough. You could say React dispatch, but it requires one type argument, unknown. And then if we do this, I don't know why that's complaining. So it's, I'm guessing saying, well, args could be empty and dispatch needs to have at least one argument passed to it. And if I say function, then it's saying, well, dispatch is a function and it may not have any arguments. Well, I guess I could do the same thing here. And now it's not mad. And it's happy with this, so okay, we'll just go with that. So anyway, now we've got set data, accepts the data, returns nothing. Set error, accepts the error, returns nothing. And then run accepts a promise that is typed as any. So we're going to say it's a actual promise. That resolves with the data type. It's interesting that it allows me to do this. I didn't think that it would let you do that, but whatever. Because if I say error.message, yeah, see, I thought that TypeScript didn't like you to type your errors as an error because errors can happen for any reason and may not have a message. Anyway, so yeah, now we can call this. I thought that I returned the promise from run. No, but it wouldn't make sense because you give it to me, so you don't need me to return it anyway. Okay, so with that, then the API that I give to you is nice and typed. And so then on the inside, maybe I don't need the async reducer to have the, no, because my state needs to be async state with that data type. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm stuck with this. Boo, that's too bad. All right. Actually, now coming back around here, the error will be null. Data will be null when it's rejected. Pending, data and error will both be null. Status of idle, data and error will both be null. And so here we can say or idle or pending. We can get rid of this. Okay, sorry, let me look at that code sandbox because I feel like there was something else that I thought was kind of handy from our friend Human over here. I'm not sure I'm understanding this comment here, human, on how it actually helped you catch a bug. Which part of this helped you catch a bug? The part that I'm looking at here is the data could be data type and error could be error or null, but I don't think I want to allow that. Anyway, it looks like you're like in the middle of working on this when I open it up. So let's see. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, cool. I think we're pretty good here. There goes my phone thinking that I said, okay, Google, but I said, okay, cool. That's different. I wonder if I switch this to unknown. Yeah, no. Array of unknown. Nope, no dice on this thing. Oh, come on. Unknown is not assignable. All right, fine. We'll just do any. Still not totally solid on when to do any. When it's like, I prefer to do unknown. I know that, because then you have to be explicit about when you're trying to use the thing. But then sometimes stuff like this pops up and it's like, well, I guess I'll use any. Because I don't know how to be explicit about the data type I'm using, I guess. Oh, okay. All right, I think I got to wrap up. With 75 errors to go, we're going to go back to our tsconfig. We'll change this to false, make all those errors go away. What? Oh, man. Okay, let's see if we can work through these here really quick. This is complaining because Pokemon cannot be Pokemon data. Oh, wait, no, because we're passing this Pokemon. Oh, because use async is not passing Pokemon data. And now this is complaining. Oh. Dang it. I guess on those it can be optional. Okay. Cool. So then this one, it's still complaining because type object Pokemon here, Pokemon data. Oops. All right, there we go. Initial TypeScript work. There we go. Okay, and I just noticed human give an idea. Oh. So I could take the action instead, because I'm explicitly, like, I really only want this dispatch to be a React dispatch. So if I say action, and then say React dispatch with the action, and then it's going to be a React dispatch with the action, or parameters of. And that works, and the whole thing is happy also. I think I like that one more, because I know, yeah, exactly what you said. I know it's going to be a dispatch action. All right. Oh, fun fact there. When I ran the build, it made this file. I don't know what that file does, but we'll keep it. Human helped me with this one. There you go, human. Thank you for your help there. All right, that was fun. Thanks for hanging out. TypeScript's fun. Makes me change the way I code. Most of the time it's for the better, but sometimes it just makes me mad. I'm super bummed about the having to do this, and that it can't just be, let me say, here's my reducer type. Let me just pass you the data type. Yeah, have to do a factory or this. Still don't know which one I like least, but yeah, it's all right. Wonder. Can you do this? Parameters. There, let's do the parameters of type of. Nope, you can't because you cannot get the type. Yeah, that stinks. Whatever. Thank you. Fun stuff.